Hello everyone, it's me, Brian. Just going to hold this for a second. I've been having some trouble with the video, and I heard that I'm a little soft in some of these, so I'm going to try to talk louder, if that helps. I apologize for that. But anyway, I had a little brief thing here that I'd set up before, and the the film got all messed up. Some of you know about this, some of you don't, where I was going to do a holiday special. And I just had some of this lying around as I was moving everything. As you can see, it's pretty messy because I'm getting ready to move. But this was for the holidays, the New Year. And I'll do some more of these. We have a whole thing of favorite holiday movies, memories and stuff. Things I would do with my family. There are whole channels online now where you can just watch a snowy scene on YouTube that lasts for 10 hours, and you can see the woods, just like fireplace in the woods and snow falling, or a Christmas tree in New York City, or something else. I remember years ago they used to sell some of these things on VHS tapes, and it would go for like an hour or so, because a VHS tape couldn't go that long. And there'd be like a fireplace, and you could just watch a fireplace. Or there was one with a fish tank with fish in it. And now we can put it on for 10 hours, possibly more. I think that's the longest I've seen. It's not really that the videos change that much, they just repeat. Like every 10 minutes you'll see the same person walk past a Christmas tree. But it's an interesting thing. I put that on, kind of celebrate that, and I decided to do a little thing here with video games, and the closest I have to some holiday or Christmas themed video games. And I had this. I had to put this in here because the glass wouldn't show up otherwise. But happy holidays, happy New Year for 2024. I'll be doing some more of these later with the whole collection of stuff we have. But just very quickly here. These aren't really that Christmas related or holiday related, but they're close to it. So there are some specific games out there. I don't necessarily have these that are. There was one where you're like elves helping Santa Claus put up his shop together, but I think that's a computer game only. There's a few others, but these are just some that I have that as kind of a funny thing. I know these aren't that accurate, but I try to do this really quick, chronological as best I can. This one's slalom, and it's about skiing, but it involves winter, or at least being in the mountains. This is old school, original Nintendo from the 1980s. And so, kind of, while you're having music playing and Christmas albums and watching these channels, you put these on and just kind of complete the mood. Maybe have some hot chocolate and whipped cream, marshmallows or something. Christmas cookies. And then this is for the old Sega Master System. Now, this is before Genesis. Penguin Land, where you play as a penguin going on these adventures in like a frozen land. So that's another one. And then a little later on to the 90s, you got these ones, Clay Fighter and Clay Fighter 2, which some of the game takes place in a frozen kind of Christmassy area, but not the whole games. And you play as this character, Frosty the Snowman kind of guy. It's basically like a wacky version of Mortal Kombat if you've never played these, or Street Fighter. A lot sillier with these clay figures, but one of them is this Frosty guy. And you'll see him in this one too. And then that's for the Super Nintendo system. And then they came out with this one a little bit later, which is another Clay Fighter game for Nintendo 64. And there's the guy on the front again, the Frosty Snowman, looking very angry. And you can kind of play that, and there's other levels in the game too. It's just a part of it. And then you got two more that was Nintendo 64. These are two more for Nintendo 64. You got Mario Kart 64 and the South Park game. I know there's been a lot of South Park games. This is I believe the first one that they did. And it didn't. They involve some levels that are in a winter like area, and there's snow, and you can throw snowballs at people. So kind of, it's vaguely connected. So you got that. You can drive around in some areas. Then there's this weird thing came out for Xbox, and they only sold these at Blockbuster. You remember Blockbuster Video? Doesn't exist anymore. Used to go there a lot myself, and this one isn't holiday related at all, but it was part of like a package. They were selling both of these called Outlaw Volleyball, and this is Outlaw Golf, and they're made like by the same people, and they were, as you can see, a Blockbuster exclusive. It said that right on there. And they're only for Xbox as well. These are only on Xbox. You might be able to see some of these more online. They're really just kind of silly, kind of raunchy comedy kind of games, rated T. And this volleyball one doesn't have anything to do, but this one does mention Xmas on it, and there's golfing and like outrageous stuff happening, and you're playing in Christmas time. It's loosely connected, yeah, but that's another one. And it's an Xbox system, and then this one is for the Wii. And coming up, I know the Olympics is starting this week in France, I believe. And this is from the Vancouver Olympics from 2010. Kind of tie in with that, and it has a lot of winter-based athletics. It's Mario and Sonic. Sorry for all the stickers on there. Tried taking some of these off in some of my games, and I tore the covers, so I'll be a little careful with that. Didn't want to tear up the artwork totally. And so that's Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. So kind of tied into the Olympics logo there for Vancouver in 2010. This is for the Wii system. So you got some winter-based stuff you can play. Hockey and sledding and various things. So kind of, once again. And then this one is for Xbox 360. It's Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. And they've made a few of these racing games. I like some of these more than others. This one is wild, where your cars will also turn into boats and turn into airplanes and then turn back into a car. And the levels are largely based on different games made by Sega. So you're playing through with a lot of characters from Sega games, and you're playing through a level inspired by Sonic the Hedgehog, or another level that's connected to like Shinobi. And some of them are winter-based. I forget what some of the games are, because it's based on like 30 years of games. And so there are some where it's like a wintry town with Christmas trees and that, so that's another one. At some point we'll do a playthrough, let's play with one of these. But, yeah, that's just some of these over the years. And sorry for the lateness of this. I mean, it's July, but the Olympics was coming up, and I was thinking of this game. These are all good in their own way. Some not my all-time favorites, but they're good. For what they are, you have to understand the limits of technology at the time. I do probably, just for the fun of it, I like the racing games a lot. But just something you might want to put on, and you can just do that any time of the year. Don't have to wait for Christmas or various holidays. You have to one of these channels, you can watch that all year long. You just put that on and watch, hey, I want to watch snow falling for 10 hours. And you can do that. I always enjoyed the winters. As I've gotten older, my condition has gotten worse, and it makes it very hard for me to breathe in the hotter summer. I can still function a lot better in the winter. But even before I had that, I just liked the stuff. I liked the decorations. Not just in a religious sense, but just the things that would go on. It was an exciting time in my family. And I'll talk about that more in other times, that we would just make things. There was a pattern to these months. there was from sledding. We'd take not just sleds, but these big inner tube and kind of raft things, like almost like rafts you use for the water. We'd go going down hills or mountains on those, and yep, other stuff, making snowmen, and just like to be in the mood for that sometimes. Brings back nice memories. Not all my relatives and I would necessarily play all these games, but sometimes we would over the years, and some people online have shared some other games that I've never even heard of. And I was like, what is that thing? There was one with like these elves doing, I guess, acrobatics. I can't remember the name of it. And that becomes a part of that. So sometimes during these holidays we would watch certain things on TV or now later on the internet and these games, and it kind of sets the mood. So happy early holidays 2024, or late Happy New Year. Sorry that I had to put this in here to show up on camera. Hope that helps some people, brings you some joy. Maybe you want to check out these games sometime. Some of these are available, I think, online. You can just download them, but some of them might not be. But you can probably find out more about them. And, yep, this is just something I was thinking about. And hope it brings you some joy. We'll talk later about some of the other holiday-related things. And I apologize for the mess again. I'm going to get a whole new studio thing set up when I'm moving. Should look a lot better. A lot more interesting things to look at than this. But thank you all for your support and your support with the various ways you've supported me by promoting this show, or the GoFundMe, or just information people have sent me about stuff that I looked up that could be helpful for my health problems. We'll talk about that more another time. But thank you. Have a good night, and the band played on. This is Brian for Artsaganza signing off, and see you later. Good night.